the beginning of when you were doing it, which seems like since sometime after your interactions with Dr. Ayers, which would be, I don't know how many years ago, 40?
It's a long time. I've kind of track of it, but I did have the good fortune of seeing Dr. Ayers. In fact, the first time I met her, she had actually come to my clinic, and she sat and watched me do some of the things that I was doing to assess children's movement abilities. And so that was the start of a long friendship. And we did several courses and had discussion groups together. So I was very fortunate to have had that wonderful experience with her.
And since that time and your use of very precise vestibular input, including the spinning, and also I might add, there's very specific ways that you activate the linear system as well in some of the techniques that you've developed. But since the beginning of this, what have you seen to be like, what stands out? What's the most impactful? Or does a case come to mind where it was just like you were kind of amazed by what happened? It was outside of maybe the bounds of what some of the other things you were seeing.
Well, one of the things is I can think of several children that really had no sense of where they were in space. And after doing precise activation, they would just stand there like, wow, this is me. And it is sort of like they just look like they just landed on the planet. And they might be a child that just really had no sense of where they were in space. But given this precise input, they just suddenly had this discovery of, I know where I am. And you can just see it all over their expression, that it's like they feel really centered in space.